Pokemon Masters, Toby here, and last week I stole a video idea by Zeltic, my favourite Easter egg from each of the main series Pokemon games. Now, as a sort of reoccurring gag, I'm doing it again, and this time I'm stealing his idea for reoccurring Easter eggs throughout the series. Please, if you like Zelda, go check out Zeltic. He is absolutely fantastic. He's my favourite Zelda channel, hands down. And don't worry, I'm not totally stealing. I did talk to him about it, but I thought it would be fun to do the same thing for the Pokemon franchise. Look back throughout the main series of games, and maybe even the anime as well, and see if there are some reoccurring gags and Easter eggs and references that keep on popping up. These are fun because it's unlikely I've covered them in any of my series to do with Easter eggs, because standalone they don't mean a whole lot. It's only when you look at the franchise as a whole that you start to see the Easter egg and the reference replaying itself. So let's start. One of my favorite Easter eggs in the Pokemon world is youngster Joey and his top percentage Rattata. It just started as a joke. Leaving Pewter City, you'd encounter a trainer with a Rattata who was pretty enthusiastic about said Rattata, youngster Joey. My Rattata's in the top percentage of all Rattata. And then, sure enough, in Generation 2, he reappeared, battling with his Rattata and blocking your route after Cherry Grove City. Was this the same youngster Joey? Was it a different youngster Joey? We don't know, because different youngster Joeys appear all throughout the Pokemon world. In Hoenn, there's a youngster Joey with a Zigzagoon. In Unova, a youngster Joey with a Patrat. And in X and Y, one with a Scatterbug and a Fletchinder. In Sun and Moon, there's another at the trainer school. In Gold and Silver and Heart Gold and Soul Silver, he'll actually evolve his Rattata into a Raticate, but on the Pokegear will still brag about his Rattata, even after it's evolved. Looks like he got the message though, because in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, he's actually changed from a youngster and grown up into a bird keeper. Bird keeper Joey. Good job, Joey. I think the other most famous early route NPC in Pokemon is the person who likes shorts. I like shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear. Lots of the NPCs have pretty mundane dialogue, talking about how they like Pokemon that they think are strong or cute or tough, or how you can't possibly beat them. But this youngster saying, I like shorts, and then commenting on how they're comfy and easy to wear became a little bit of a sensation in the Pokemon world. Reappearing in Pokemon Black and White 2, there's a lady who makes the same kind of comment about a dress. Pokemon Masters, Pokemon X and Y, this trainer appears all over the Pokemon world. Just different people commenting on how comfortable the clothes they're wearing are. It's a wholesome one, juxtaposed to the many dead people that show up across the Pokemon world. It was around Pokemon X and Y when people first entered the elevator in Lumio City, came out and saw an NPC do this. Hovering around the room with no explanation, the lights come off and then on, and there she is. No. You're not the one. She disappeared, and Poketubers like myself became very interested in this ghost girl in Lumio City. Was there an explanation to her? We don't know, but it turns out she's not the only ghost girl in Pokemon. As far back as Pokemon Diamond and Pearl in the Old Chateau, a little girl's ghost can be seen wandering around the halls. In Black and White and Black and White 2, there's actually a whole subplot about a young girl who gets lost with her Abra inside the nightmare of a Darkrai. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire has the best hidden Easter egg of a ghost girl in Pokemon. In the Elite Four member Phoebe's room, you can see just for a fraction of a second, just for a frame, a young girl holding a Pokédoll. Perhaps it's supposed to be a little hint towards Mimikyu coming in the next generation, who is stalking a Stroller after the trial. In Pokemon Sword and Shield in Hammerlock City, there's an old note that you can receive from a little girl, and when you take it where she wants you to take it, the person who receives the note is very surprised, saying the person who wrote this died a long time ago, having fallen ill, and then in their house there's a young person who's just talking to a wall. Lots of creepiness in the world of Pokemon. Even in Pokemon Legends Arceus, obtaining Spiritomb comes from a quest given by a young girl possessed by a ghost. Her name is Vessa, and Vessa, of course, is short for Vessel. I wonder what it is about women who can master the ghostly arts in the world of Pokemon. Even when it comes to Elite Four members, gym leaders, and trial captains, they outnumber the men. Agatha, Phoebe, Fantina, Chantal, and Ace Roller are all ghost experts. An Easter egg that's a little bit more wholesome is actually seeable within the very first few seconds of any Pokemon game. As you're leaving your bedroom, you might catch a glimpse of the latest Nintendo home console sat in your room. An SNES, a Nintendo GameCube, a Nintendo Wii or Wii U, a Nintendo Switch. In fact, when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, the Joy-Cons are actually interchangeable. Depending on what Joy-Cons that you have on your Switch at the time, that is the appearance that the in-game Switch will take. Of course, the only game where there isn't a console in your bedroom is Pokemon Legends Arceus, and that makes sense because because it's set in the past. However, inside the game, there's unused data of a single room, a player's bedroom in which, yeah, you guessed it, the Nintendo Switch can be seen. The next recurring Easter egg that I really like is the Gamefreak staff. They insert themselves into the games with headquarters in Celadon City, Celestica City, as well as Here Beach, and then they are vacationing, usually in Lily Cove, at the Hotel Grand Lake in Sinnoh, and in Curmarine and Sirchester. In these locations across the Pokemon world, you'll find Gamefreak staff. In more recent years, they tend to want to battle you, and battling them will reward you with certain prizes like the shiny charm or the oval charm, and sometimes they just want to congratulate you on completing your Pokedex with various documents notifying your incredible achievement. For this next one, let's talk about more of a trope than a reoccurring Easter egg. In Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, there is a power plant that contains the legendary Pokemon Zapdos. Going forward throughout the franchise, power plants have continued to appear, and they've thought to be the home of legendary Pokemon, but most of them have been repeatedly inaccessible. This all started with Pokemon X and Y, where there's the Kalos power plant, and certain areas of the power plant are locked off. People thought the key may become available in an event distribution, but unfortunately it wasn't. These rooms are still inaccessible. It was thought that perhaps they'd become the home of Volcanion, but Volcanion was distributed regularly. In Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it was unsurprising when the new Marvel power plant was only one floor, because that's exactly the way it was in Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. However, they added in this detail, a staircase that you can't go down, leaving people to wonder what is inside these power plants. This only further continued in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. On Ula Ula Island, if you go to Blush Mountain, you'll find your way to the geothermal power plant, and you once again can't actually access the power plant. Instead, you can view it via a gate, but it's all fenced off. There's no going out there. And then finally, even as recently as Pokemon Sword and Shield, there's a power plant in the distance on Route 3 just left of Motorstoke. There you can see Chairman Rose is building up his empire, but this power plant, it's completely inaccessible because of a tiny little bit of rope that stops you going out there. What is the deal with all of these power plants that we can't access? Is this just a recurring gag that Pokemon are dropping for us, or is this building up to one day we'll revisit a power plant and find a legendary Pokemon? The power of science is amazing. I couldn't leave this one out after I saw it in the latest Scarlet and Violet trailer. It's not just a random line of dialogue that this NPC is dropping, but this line of dialogue actually goes back right to the very beginning of Pokemon, where in Pallet Town you will get told that the power of science is amazing. This phrase comes up all the time throughout Pokemon history, and actually even made its way into the animated series. Throughout the entire XY and XYZ arcs of the anime, whenever Clemont would use a particularly interesting gadget, Ash Ketchum would say, "Science is amazing," in reference to this.
Science is so amazing!
This final recurring Easter egg is actually one of my favorites, but isn't to do with the Pokemon games. You'll have to excuse me, this is a movie one. Since 2005's Pokemon Lucario and the Mystery of Mew movie, there have been a recurring set of characters that have appeared in all of the Pokemon movies. Well, more or less all of them. A mother and daughter known simply as just mother and daughter. At first, they weren't a recurring gag, not appearing in the movie following Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, but then in the... Wait, what movie follows Lucario and the Mystery of... Oh yeah. But then they appeared in every main Pokemon animated movie since the rise of Darkrai. They've also appeared in a Mega Evolution short for Latios and Latias, a special short called A Ripple in Time most recently, and even in the CGI animated Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolutions, where they're seen in the end credits. These are just some of my favorite reoccurring Easter eggs from across Pokemon, and if there's any big ones that I've missed, let me know in the comments. And of course, if you want to check out more reoccurring Easter eggs, you can check out the ones about The Legend of Zelda by Zeltic. And if you'd like to see my favorite Easter eggs from each Pokemon game, you can also check out that link at the top of the description. Thank you all for watching, and of course, so hi Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master.
As always, a massive thank you to those of you who support this channel on Patreon. You make this channel possible, and a special thank you to the big patrons of this month, the Eliott, Jedruben, and Michael Hornschuch. Thank you.